All right, this is a message for anybody out there that's having dreams, right? And I'm not talking about just your everyday dreams. I'm talking about, well, I call them dream visions, right? So there's some of us out here that have, dreams, and you probably call them prophetic, or you call them lucid. You would call them, I don't even know, all sorts of things. But they're the type of dreams that obviously, I look for in other people because I'm a dreamer and I have those type of dreams too. And I've been having those type of dreams. Now, I've been having these type of dreams since 2016 in a really everyday, profound type of way, right? And not to say that every night is necessarily, some prophetic dream or something like that, but what I mean by that is there is an application to the work that's being done with the dreams that is on a continuous basis that then does become something profound. And that's what I'm here to talk about because honestly, I've been out here and I've been wondering to myself for the longest time, is there anybody out here that is developing these gifts, right? So we got a lot of things that I've seen online. I'm at least going to speak to my experience to where I've seen, people that are giving dream interpretations. I've seen, the dream symbol books and stuff like that, and that's all fine and well, and makes sense to a certain extent. But where I'm coming from is something that's deeper than this. It's something um, that I want to get on here and see who else is having these type of experiences, right? So let me show you around real quick because what you see right here, this art piece that you see behind you, this has to do with a dream, right? And so does this piece, right? These are dreams. These are things that I've encountered in that realm. These are experiences that I've had and cultivated over time with knowing how to navigate these realms, right? So some of these things can be looked at as maps, doorways into these different dimensional planes of existence, into these realms, and this is what a lot of the ancient, practices were all about, was just how to navigate these spaces and these places. So I'm on here just real quick, just talking to anybody that's had these type of dreams that you can see here having to do with relating to this type of artwork. And yeah, I can definitely get into it as far as, what these dreams mean or where they come from and things like that. But, I just want to get on here and at least just see who else is having these dreams and if it's worth talking about, because these dreams have completely informed my life in so much that I move on these dreams. These aren't just things that I pass off. I have, binders full of these dreams that I've written down, and that I've spent time to work through. And in how I've worked through with these dreams is I've learned a process, and that process is what you're seeing behind me in this art. And this process involves, a daily lived practices, akin to, anything that anybody would, call, I don't know, even spiritual. So, and it is spiritual to me, because definitely these dreams, that's the reason why you don't see people talking about that out here, in normal talk, is because, they've written it off as something that, the mind is just doing stuff at night that isn't that meaningful. But obviously that's not the case. It's the dreams are highly important, highly valued, especially to a lot of, Aboriginal, indigenous peoples. And with that, I was awoken to this ability in myself, really in a profound way, like I said, in 2016. So I've been following, where that's been leading me, and it's led me all over the world. I mean, I've been to Egypt, I've been to the jungle of Central America and spent time there in an initiatory process that lasted me about 22 months. I went out there with a backpack and a tent and really learned the art of dreaming. I mean, Carlos Castaneda and what he was talking about with the Yaqui Indian, Don Juan, and stuff like that. I mean, I can tell you guys stories. I can tell you stories on stories on stories of how I learned the bumanzanas and how I've worked with, the power plants as well. And this is all stuff that I can go down there seeking. This is stuff that like I said, I was called down there and I had to go down there because I had a dream that told me to go down there. So again, that's another thing that we can get into at another time. But yeah, I guess I just started this video again just to talk about the dreams, just see who's out there and who's a powerful dreamer, and who's out there trying and working to understand what those dreams mean. Because shit, if you're like me, then we got a lot to talk about, because we're supposed to bring these things together. You know, just like pieces of a puzzle. I'm supposed to put my pieces on the table. You're supposed to put your pieces on the table. And with that, you know, we're supposed to develop a picture. There are a lot of groups, a lot of dreaming groups, you know, or societies or clans or whatever, back in the day, to where, you know, the first thing you do in the morning is everybody shares their dreams for the night, because that's how the village, the tribe, the clan is informed as to the future. You know, and that could be valuable when it came to, you know, where to gather some food, or where to go hunt something, or how to avoid an enemy, or whatever the fuck it had to be. There's a lot more valuable information than that comes through dreams, especially when you start doing more of the esoteric work or the more metaphysical shit, to where, you know, that opens up literally a whole different plane of existence, a whole another reality, that people can dive into. And we are here in this society, in this time, through technology. But as you can see right here, I mean, this is all technology too. This is Antiquitech. This is the original shit. I mean, this guy that you can see right here, I mean, you can go down into Mexico and you can still see this on the murals, on the walls of the temples and stuff. And that's the reason why I brought him back, because I'm able to connect with that energy just in working with these paintings. There's a frequency that's held here. Why? Because when I'm painting these things, I'm consciously holding my thoughts with an intention, and that intention carries a high vibration because of the type of thought that I'm holding, or you can, you know, liken to a meditation, and it is a meditation. And with that, I allow for these things to come through. And they come through not necessarily as words, but, you know, obviously it's the art. I mean, it's a process of conjuration. I'm using a medium and I'm bringing the art through the medium into this realm, into the physical realm. And, you know, that starts from the imagination or the subconscious. It starts from the intangible, from the invisible. And to be able to extract and bring these things into these realms, then that's a process that had to be learned. It's a process that's practiced on the daily. It's a process that had to be cultivated. And that's why you get the type of style that I create with, you know, because with this, these are the images that are imprinted in dreams, and I don't see them, and I'm not able to bring them straight forward, like just verbatim, because it's impossible. The physics are different there. The geometry is non-Euclidean. So trying to bring that back as what with the conscious mind is dumb. I have to release the conscious mind, detach from that, and allow for these things to come through, because my hand is trained. I have the ability, the gift, the talent within me, and what has been developed over time in the practice is how to bring these things out faithfully, how to bring these things out in a way that doesn't obscure them from what they are, right? Keep them as close to what they are as they can be. So what I'm essentially doing is pulling out the spirit of something, or its essence. I'm bringing that essence onto the canvas, cloaked within representation. Right. And the representation is just symbolic. Why? Because we live in a world of form, and that form carries within it an invisible essence. So the artist needs to be honest with themselves and knowing that all this is symbolic. So working with illusions, working with symbols, then you create a visual language. And this visual language that you see all around me is a visual language that comes from dreams. It's a visual language that belongs to nature, and it's a sign language, because like the Greeks said, it's, you know, signs point to either truth or falsehood, and signs are what are found in nature, and signs require an interpreter. So fuck your dream symbols, even though they are a little important, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But the more important thing is learning how to read signs.